minutes. Ran into my buddy John Anthony last night. He is the front of house and co-business owner of Sparrow and Wolf in Chinatown. Always great to see him. He brings a lot of energy. We talked industry, we talked hospitality. He talked about his almost 30 years. I talked about my almost 30 years in the industry, a lot of it in this town, and we agree on a lot of things. And we discussed that the opportunity of hospitality is indeed that, just that not everybody gets to do it, not everybody's good at it. We talked about the good and the bad and the ugly. We talked about the different things that separate us, and we talked about personas. And I shared with him something that my coach shared with me recently via a text message. I heard him say in a podcast, and he took it from Nick Saban. And I'm going to like work off script here and read it because I keep saying it to myself and itself, and I feel like it's just, it's not that there's good people and there's bad people, but you got to get the right people on the bus. Forgive me for doing this. You got to get the right people on the bus. You got to get them in the right seats. Get the wrong people off the bus. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. It seems like a pretty basic concept, right? But sometimes we don't do it. And what Nick Saban took from when he worked with Bill Belichick was there was only one sign in the room, and it says, "Do your job." And I think a lot of people don't do that. I think a lot of people want to talk about things. We discussed that a lot of people get into this industry because tips, because they think that it's just guaranteed. And although we've lived through a couple generations to where people have made gratuity, I think people that like there's a over tipping culture now, not per se like that people shouldn't make the gratuity they make. It's just there's tip jars out everywhere. There's tip jars at the convenience store. There's tip jars at the coffee shop. There's tip jars at you know um, the place you get your car spawned. So I'm never discriminating against anyone making gratuity if they go above and beyond. But I think a lot of people don't understand what tips means. It's to ensure performance. And as we self-evaluate things, I would like to think that, are you ensuring performance? Are you doing your best job for the guest, the person, the customer in front of you? We discuss that a lot, and then it's kind of funny because it's that very same point last night when I was bartending at the airport in Las Vegas. There was a girl that sat in front of me. She ordered a Adios Mother and a double shot of Patron. And as I was making the drink, she said less ice. And as my good friend Alex always likes to say on his stickers, less ice does not mean more alcohol. So then she told me that she used to bartend, and I said, I told her so did I. And I said, don't worry about the ice, it'll take care of itself when I built the drink and shake the drink. And she's like, huh? And I go, that's exactly why you used to bartend and I still bartend. So I made the drink. She quite enjoyed it. She stayed for too long. She talked to others. She worked room. So I don't know what she currently does, but she told me at the end of her visit that it was her breast that made her the money, not her bartending, of which I probably knew to begin with. And I'm not disparaging her, but that's how she presented herself. So I'm doing this live as kind of a riff. I'm working off scripts. Usually I do a normal like morning or afternoon brief for Vegas day drinkers where I do work off a recorded script that I've written in my voice with variations of a few people's that are models to me. But this is a quick live. I just wanted to go forth and go on. Again, a shout out to John Anthony, solid mensch, so good at what he does. And it's always the energy when we start conversating is just something that we agreed upon last night that we just need to get together more often and share that energy. He's got big plans in the Vegas market. Darren and I are working on our plans, but we've got to do it. We need your help. Um, I'm just said I'm doing a quick live before I get ready for work here. So if you are part of the Vegas Day Drinkers community, we're on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Vegas Day Drinkers Club. If you have any questions for us, it is questions at vegasdaydrinkers.com. Darren and I are recording again this week. Tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. Tula Rula Rula. I think we're going to do a interview with Brian McMullen Wednesday. So we're providing more content. So if you're out there, please check it out and hit us up, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff we do on socials. And again, it's the Nick Saban statement that I kind of has just been weighing in my head really over like the last year. Get the right people on the bus, get them in the right seats, get the wrong people off the bus. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. Do you agree with that? Comment about that. And as Bill Belichick says, do your job. That's it. Doesn't have to be hard. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I'm going to chop this up, distribute it. We're out there. Sip, socialize, shine. Have a great Monday.